Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. We're at the end of February, our last day in February. Well, it's not a leap year, so, 28th is done, right?
Mm-hmm. We're done.
That great video was Cherry Tree, but stay tuned. The exit video should be a new upcoming Northwood Pines house for $255. We'll be going on the market on Friday. So, again, stick around. Check out the video. It comes up at the very last bit of this podcast. All right.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, Kristen Rabell, Rebecca Johnson. If it's your first time on the show, we always love first timers, but we love our repeat watchers and viewers. So thank you for joining us on Facebook and on YouTube, and hope you enjoyed today's show.
And with that, we'll start how we start every Monday with the Monday Market Moment. All right, let's take a look at what's happening in North Central Florida. It's a little gloomy and rainy out there today.
I know. Nobody told me it was going to rain. I wasn't prepared.
Well, I did hear it on the news this morning. I have to say, WJCB, I think that's our news affiliate up here. They did a good job reporting it, but I was not liking it. So let's see how the numbers are looking. They don't look too gloomy. So we will start with Gainesville today. They have 150 active for the month of February that are still on the market since February 1st. You've got 376 pending with 254 closed. So that is gathering some steam and picking up as we move through the month or the end of the month and into spring. Down in Tampa, you've got 321 on the market as of February 1st through today, the 28th. With 931 pended and 815 closed. That's incredible. Just
it's three times as much rather than half as much. So I thought that was pretty incredible. But, looking at Ocala, I'm even more impressed.
I mean, but what is scary to me is the amount of active in all the areas.
The low amount of active.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
But
remember, it's
a
everything
town.
active right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So Ocala, you guys were looking at 339 active as of the month of February with 896 pending and 631 closed. And then St. Augustine, you have 30 total active. That's not just for the month of February. That's in total with 26 pended and 30 closed so far for the month of February.
And
to be March.
March is really how I feel is like the beginning of the spring season, the sales season. And that's why April is typically one of the top closing months because of everything coming on in March. So we should see these numbers really, grow more, hopefully. I mean, I know we are low in inventory, so if you're looking to list your house, give us a call. But, the low inventory in all these areas, nationwide, honestly, Florida is really showing a lack of it because of 1,000 people moving into Florida daily, according to the numbers, right around that. So, it's even harder for us to get homes on the market, but they're pending quickly. Look at there's high pending numbers, high close numbers. So we should see even bigger numbers, though, starting in March. So we'll see that. Yep.
So lots of great things happen in March.
Right.
You've got St. Patrick's Day. You've got spring break.
The WCR golf tournament, which is really fun for us. WCR is Women's Council of Realtors, so that's always a fun one. But
it's also the start of Women's History Month. So
yay, we're strong. Yeah. So I actually want to go over a notable woman.
Okay.
I pulled one. Ada Lovelace was an English mathematician, and she's the one who came up. She was the world's first computer programmer. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. Women in math. I'm a terrible math person, so I'm always really impressed with any mathematicians, man or woman.
I'm only a mathematician when it comes to percentages.
She was actually she was a privileged woman and dated Lord Byron, if you remember that poet, and then also was really good friends with Charles Dickens. So not only was she a math genius, but also a literary lover of the world. So she was probably good with, unlike I am, with words, just kidding, and math. So I thought that was pretty cool. Ada Lovelace, check her out, read up about her. This is a really good time to really learn the women who have changed the world and been a big part of the world. So we'll probably have a notable woman each time. You get to pick the next week.
Oh, I do? All right. Can't wait.
Yeah, although we'll have someone on. All right. If you are watching, we'd love you to type in some notable women that you know from history, and type them in there, and we'll look them up and we can talk about them. Again, great way to become active in our podcast. If you are on there, don't say yourself, although all of you women are awesome.
That's true.
We also want to state that we support Ukraine, and I have to say, a lot of stuff has come out lately that has been really impressive about Ukraine. And Anne Frank, that was going to be the next week if she wasn't going to do it. Anne Frank's pretty awesome. But, Ukraine is, they are like really stepping up. Have you heard about the Ukrainians turning around and going back to fight, and how men and women are showing up? They've never shot a gun, but they're showing up to fight. They're making Molotov cocktails.
Yeah, with their children.
So a new idea about cocktail party,
There you go.
But Zelensky, the president, he's one pretty awesome dude. The United States administration tried to go in and pull him out, and he's like, "Nah, I need more ammunition, not a ride." I was like, "That's
good for him."
And then I thought it was crazy. FIFA, the soccer World Cup, they are banning Russia. So I feel really bad for the athletes who've worked really hard to get there to World Cup, but they are not letting them play. And then also Elon Musk is basically saying if you drop the space station, SpaceX will come in and fix it. And he's also created a website to make sure that Ukrainian websites are not taken down. So, there's a lot of Switzerland is not Switzerland anymore. Have you heard that? They are actually pro the ban on Russia right now. So that's like the first time ever in history that they've chosen a side. So funny, I was talking with some people this morning and we're like, just be Switzerland. And now Switzerland is not Switzerland any longer. They've chosen sides. So good. I think it's pretty awesome. So we have some Ukrainian friends, Kat Stepp is Ukrainian. And so, so there we go. That's our political portion of this. I know some people say don't get political, but there you go.
That was nice and light.
Yes.
All right. So back to the real estate.
The fun part, the real estate part. All right.
Mistakes you're making to make your house look outdated. Yes. I thought the list was kind of interesting. We had talked about it before. And of course, as real estate agents, we have lots of ideas on things that are making your home look dated. And
we would love to hear your ideas as well, what you see, what you feel, what you've done to update your own house. And this is, I think, in terms of keeping your home, right, and keeping it fresh or putting it on the market to sell it. Because updating your home, just even with decor, simple decor, is really helps brighten your home, making it better, making it look, more sellable, more livable, everything. So what are some ideas you have? Because I know you always have these ideas.
So I did see, I guess they're more like little things that people notice. And it was interesting. I did look through the list that you gave me. So I'm changing some of my answers because I was thinking more like big ticket items, but they have a lot of little
Yep. This
so
is
I'm
like
going to
more
go
affordable.
With kitchen dish towels if they look old and ratty. Same thing with bath towels if they're stained and ratty looking.
And I think they're cheap enough. I know we're in inflation and things are more expensive, but hand towels, you can really just update them every, quarterly, or if you don't want to do that, yearly at least. They start, especially if you have like white or a lighter color, that can get dirty after a while, even if you bleach it or clean it.
Right.
So
I'm with you. I do own a lot of white stuff. I like it because you can bleach it.
Yeah,
but it does.
But you can put those in your
after.
bathrooms and in your kitchen. Different ones. So I know that we update them all the time. Sometimes much to my chagrin because I don't get to pick them out. But
Whoops. Bedding was on there, which I totally agree.
I'm due for some new bedding.
Like if everything's, got little holes in it or looking really worn out, it can really affect how people are feeling when they walk through your home. And I'm going to do one. It's been about 10 years since we saw this house, but I will never forget when we sold a house and I had to go to my house, which was down the road, and get blankets for the bed because they just had like a sheet.
Right, a sheet. Yep. I remember saying that. Yep. I say that a lot, though. I never understand why people don't have comforters and then sham pillows. But maybe because we're always on, the decor type websites and typical,
Maybe that's what led
people
us into
are,
real
right?
estate.
Yeah, maybe so. I don't know. But, having sham pillows, which are the pillows that go with the comforter, and, some throw pillows, and updating those throw pillows as well. Also, throw pillows on your couch.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
mean, every once in a while, a really cheap way of doing this is keeping the pillow, but buying the outer piece so that you can update it with either new colors or just something that doesn't look as dated and older if it starts getting, ugly looking and from people using it too much or playing with it too much, or the dogs, if you have dogs or cats getting on the couch. So yeah.
That's right.
Those are some ideas. I think, really, one, cleaning your windows all the time.
Oh, there you go. Susan's right. That was actually on their list.
That was
too.
on there. Yeah. Changing out the pulls on cabinets. Also, I think this could be a little more expensive, but if you have, or if you say you buy a home, like right now, you're not getting, it's a lot harder to buy the perfect home because there's so few homes. So you buy something and you need it to be a little more updated. You don't have to do big ticket items, but a little more. And say it has all gold or all oil rub bronze. I know oil rub bronze is kind of going on the outs. Some people still like it, but it like black and brushed nickel are back in, right? And doing not only your pulls, but your hinges, your doorknobs, and your lights, and having them all match, or at least sort of work together throughout the house, and doing all of that. That is really going to update it.
Right.
And
I agree.
And I think, I know we're in Florida, so we always like fans in the bedrooms and fan outside and fan in the living room. But I always have a problem with certain fans. They look so neat looking, but they look so neat when they're up, but they don't have any light. So I would just always suggest really good bulbs and really good fans and light fixtures that have nice lights. Yes, sell it and buy a new one with Rabell Realty Group. We agree. But when you buy right now, if you're buying a new one that isn't absolutely perfect and you have to do a few things, these are some ideas. Some are decor related, and then others are, changing a few things in your houses, in the house, not just decor, but
I didn't see it on the list, but I would say drapes can also, drapery.
Curtains and drapes,
and those are inexpensive. We had an owner in property management that wanted to get some new drapes, and they're like, where can I get them? And I'm like, you can actually go to Walmart. Sure. They have a whole Better Homes and Gardens section, and the panels are pretty inexpensive. Or what I was also teaching somebody was you can take Pottery Barn West Elm, plug in the name of the drapes that you like,
and they'll find cheaper.
They'll find you a dupe of it.
You can do that with lights also. Everybody loves the lights from those two stores, and you can go to Home Depot or Lowe's and find almost the exact same one, hundreds of dollars less.
Oh yeah.
So always remember to look at these cheaper stores for similarities that you find online, because they will definitely find that. I find that with bikes too, not to go on a tangent, but I found this really cute bike that I ended up buying on 360 bike. It's something like that. And a week or two later, I think I talked about this last week, we were looking for bikes and there's a bike supply chain issue, but Trek had the same exact bike and all the bikes on that one website for about $150 less. I could have kicked myself. So yeah,
take it always apart, send it back.
And that was on Amazon. I just went on Amazon and I found Trek, and Trek is not a bad bike. It's just a cheaper version, but it was the exact same thing. So always look around. I went back, and I'm going to go back because you're talking about window treatments. One thing is that even if there's already window treatments there, you can take that rod and if you pull it all the way up and make sure your curtains touch the ground, but if you pull up with the rod and don't put it right at the top of your window, and you put it all the way up to the ceiling or at least higher up, it brings your eyes up. And so it helps create a new effect in your home and a new style in your home. So that's a really great way to update it too, especially if it's too low already. But I'll get back to window cleaning. I just got the number from you for Precision, which is a window cleaning company in town, and they're really great. But just cleaning those windows, what do you do it twice a year or more than that?
Twice a year.
Yeah, we're about to clean ours.
And then I do it myself, on the inside, but I usually twice a year after pollen season, I like to do it, and then once in the fall.
Right, and then cleaning out those gutters. Those are outside things. I also think updating your door color.
Ooh, that's a good one. I was going to say power washing.
Oh, for sure, power washing. Right.
Will make your driveway and stuff look a lot nicer, newer.
And then sometimes just changing out some of the plants in your yard. the right at the front part of your yard. Now it's plant season. We were just at Lowe's and Home Depot this weekend, and because Gainesville, it gets so warm, Florida in general gets so warm earlier. I mean, yes, there could be another freeze. I hear it's going to be really cold, 40s in the next couple of days, but that's not a freeze. So you do kind of have to worry about that. But once March comes along, it's a pretty good chance. You can change up your flowers, give your, front yard some color, and then, you've given new life to your home.
I like it.
So, yeah. Also, cleaning your carpets if you have carpets. Carpets are actually really good. I know this is weird to hear because everybody wants to remove carpets, but they're really good for allergens because they're kind of like nose hairs and they hold in the allergens. You just have to get them cleaned professionally at least once a year to get out the dust that's holding down at the bottom, but they actually naturally hold dust and dander. You just, again, have to clean them and they'll last a lot longer and it's a lot healthier for you and for your air quality.
I know a great carpet cleaner.
Cool. So, all right. So those are some fun ideas about making your house look less outdated, more updated. So if you have any other ideas, we'd love you to drop them in and we can talk about them at the second half. But let's go ahead and take a break.
My name is Jackiemercier and I represent Team Kristen and Rebecca at Rabell Realty Group. Like me, I've been a realtor for 18 years, but I was new to the area, and being on their team helped me learn the area more. The value you've brought to my business is just the accessibility to Kristen and Rebecca. We have morning huddles 3 days a week, we have labs, we have Zoom calls, we have conferences, we have a brain trust on Facebook, and any question we may have is answered in a very timely manner. They're just very accessible, they're very knowledgeable. We are a big family and we are friends as well as business colleagues. If you want to succeed in real estate, come join Team Kristen and Rebecca.
All right. Thanks for rejoining us or coming on. I know one of our friends just found us. And if you didn't know and you're watching us on Facebook Live, again, you can find us at rebellpodcast.com. And that takes you to the YouTube version of this. And when you're on YouTube, subscribe so you can always find us. But it's down at the bottom, rebellpodcast.com. Easy way to find us. So thank you for joining us. All right, this is going to be a little meatier half. So let's see that picture. Oh, the landfill. Oh, don't we hate filling the landfills? I mean, aren't we trying to have less trash and, reduce the landfills,
reduce, reuse,
right?
recycle.
Yeah, exactly. So my big question is, this came up today, and I've talked to a couple people about this. Hopefully they're on the podcast. An insurance agent and actually an owner of local landfill and another real estate agent. And we were just talking about this whole insurance issue that is we're having. And you've had John Dar on from Dar Shakow. We've had Carrie Ward on from Dar Shakow. We will have Christy Moffitt on from Brightway. And, I think Floridians, homeowners, people coming in from out of the state of Florida because they're like, oh, the taxes are so great there. But what their problem is that our homeowners insurance is through the roof and literally technically through the roof. And one of the biggest things is that our roof situation, right? So we don't want to put blame on anybody, you lawyers, but there are roofing companies out there and, you roofers that are doing this. This is a really bad thing for us because it's causing insurance companies to just fly out of here. They don't want to insure Florida anymore. And it's not just roofing, and there's electrical, there's plumbing. We'll go over that. But, roofers, we got one. I'm going to call you out, Skymark. You are sending letters to people in neighborhoods saying that you can replace their roof with their insurance. So what you're doing is you are finding a roof that's 21 years old, and you are telling the owner, we can get the insurance company to pay for it, and you are making a claim. And there's been a storm in the past, 5-year period, right?
I believe so.
5-year period. Maybe somebody's on here that can, correct me. And they're able to make the claim. And then you're not getting the full roof replacement anymore. They're actually, especially if it really is 21 years, but they're getting a large amount of the roof replacement. And actually, I think, say you have a company that tells you they can replace the roof for $14,000 and you're only getting $9,000, you can turn in the difference to the insurance company and they can get that paid. And then what's happening on the other end of it is that was 21-year-old roof. It wasn't really, wind damage from the storm 5 years ago. It's just an old roof. You should probably pay for it. And I know it's great. Like, I love free money. Who doesn't love free money?
Nothing is free.
Right. Nothing is free, because what was happening more so, and again, John Darr kind of talked about this before, not to, tell him he's blaming the attorneys, because we're all good friends with attorneys, but attorneys are taking that, and I don't know the perfect verbiage for this, but they're taking those claims and then they're kind of working with these roofing companies, Skymark, and they're calling the owner saying, hey, you only got this much, I can get you $1,000 more. And then they go in and they sue the insurance company who just gave this money to this owner to replace the roof, even though it was 21 years old and need replacement anyways. And then and this is where I don't know the terms exactly. Do you know the terms? But they're going in and they're basically getting even more money out of the insurance company. So you as a homeowner get that $1,000, but they get like $50,000 to $100,000 more because of something that they're able to do legally to get money out of the insurance companies even more. But that's not really what this trash picture is about.
Right. Well, let's rewind it back to where it started. Basically, people are upset because their homeowners insurance premiums are going up so much and they don't understand why. And the issue is, like Kristen said, roofers are sending letters, and they're not just sending them to places with 21-year-old roofs.
No, 5-year-old
There
roofs.
was actually a screenshot that's going around from Nextdoor, which is a local social media for an area that you live in, where a roofer approached people with newer roofs, right, less than 5 years
5
old.
years, right.
Telling them that they can get them a new roof. And who doesn't want a new roof? But the issue is now that insurance companies have had to tighten down and say, okay, well, we're not going to, we're going to basically tighten it to where your roof can't be more than 10 years old. Well, that's extremely wasteful. And the reason this came up today was because in I think it's one of our listings, we have a perfectly functioning water heater.
It just had some rust on it.
Right.
And absolutely no company would insure this property. And the owner buying it is a homeowner. They are going to live there. It's not even a rental. It's not, a second home or an investment. They need to move in and they can't find anything else that they can afford. So it's this little attached unit in a not so great area, but they want to live there because that's what they can afford. And now the owner is having to replace the water heater, although it's working perfectly, because of a little bit of rust. No, absolutely not a single insurance company will insure it. But so they had to get the insurance company directly from the lender, which is probably the most expensive way to get insurance.
So that brought us to the topic of, oh man, now we have to replace water heaters even though they're functioning and working as intended because they have rust on them, because they're outside, it's hot, it's humid, it's Florida, whatever. And then in addition to that, or adding on to that, you've got all these roofs that are getting replaced because of insurance fraud. So now even though there's life left on the roof, they're having to replace it prematurely. So it's kind of like a vicious cycle where everybody's, through this, let's not be wasteful. Let's get off of fossil fuels. Well, they need petroleum to make shingles.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's kind of just, ramping it up, and we're using more of natural resources.
Right.
While throwing stuff away. That I don't know how shingles decompose. I don't know if anybody is on there and wants to explain that to us. I would be curious to know if they ever go away or if they just are there forever. But anyways, an interesting thought to us.
So yeah, we were just thinking, but I mean, and the long and the short of it is we need to contact, we need to let the state of Florida know, we need to let our elected officials know that this is something really important to us, especially as Florida homeowners. We need to, let those roofers know that we are not willing to commit the, insurance fraud that they want us to commit. But really it's talking to your local politicians and letting them know this is huge for you, and that you want to stop this so that legislation can go out to stop this. And then it just comes down to, it really is wherever the money goes, the construction companies, the roofers, the insurance companies. And right now the insurance companies are the one being hit. That's why they're rolling out of here. And then right now the homeowners are being hit. So whoever's making the money, that's what it all comes down to. We can't really change that, but we can voice our opinion. So go out and vote to bring people in who are against this and who can help this. So that's all we have
Before
to say.
We have no insurance companies left in Florida.
Right, we need insurance companies, and it's really affecting the people who, it's affecting affordability of your insurance. Oh, look at that. Shingles. There we go.
Thank you.
The one who knows. Shingles can be shredded and used as road base, and eventually shingles do probably safely degrade and disposal. Well, that's good to know. That makes me feel a lot better. Here's Carrie. All of these were on the conversation with me. It's absolutely a waste. Yes, it is. And for me, it was that water heater that's still there. I don't know if water heaters decompose as well as shingles, because I do like the reuse of shingles and
cut it in half and make a
roadways.
garden bed. I don't know.
Right. But I do feel like and it's unfortunate for the insurance companies that have to do this. But I feel like this is happening, and we had this conversation also. It's like anything that's being made now, it's made for energy efficiency, but now it's made way less. And maybe it's because of the generation I'm from. I had a grandfather from Archer, granddaddy we called him, who would use, and my Cuban dad, would use things until they died. I mean, they had this old Mitsubishi that was like, he ran it to the ground. I think 400,000 miles were on that Mitsubishi, and he ran it to the ground. But they were the type of people, and I was raised by these people, do not waste not, want not. And now we're in a generation and a world of waste. Maybe I'm showing my age, but when you have a water heater or the HVAC systems that only last like 6 years now.
Let's talk about appliances.
Exactly.
It is shocking to me that it is cheaper to throw them away in property management than it is to repair them.
Yep.
And even when I've been in homes that were built in the 40s and 50s where they still have functioning ovens. And I've seen them from the 70s a lot, actually, or Rockwood. You got a lot of Rockwood.
We talked about making our house look upgraded from before, so we don't want to keep that. But, it comes back to this waste of things, right?
That made them last. That now, you're lucky to get 5 years out of a range when they were getting 25. I guess.
And I get it. There's energy efficiency. Yes, money. Also, small chips, computer chips. Computer chips don't last as long, but
I'll take an old coil burner any day. Those things are great.
Just a conversation we'd like to have. We're going to get some people on here to really talk about this. But it's saving money for Florida homeowners. I thought it was really interesting. I know we got to leave soon, but there was a Facebook post, and it was basically all about this, and just again 1,000 people a day moving into Florida and thinking, oh, we're going to save a lot on our income taxes, right? Our taxes. But then you have homeowners insurance. You've got, now granted, other than Gainesville or Alachua County, I would say, property taxes are way lower in other areas of Florida. We're the highest. Thank you again. Elect your officials that will help this. Vote for the officials that will help this. But in other states, remember like New Jersey, when we first started real estate, we were shocked at how much, and this is a bunch of other states, how much their property taxes were. So, but then you have high gas here, high insurance here, homeowners insurance. In Gainesville and Alachua County, high property taxes. So, is it really cheaper here?
Owners of GRU.
Oh yeah, and Gainesville and GRU. Oh, do you know where we stand?
Rates.
Sorry.
Yep.
So it's not really that cheap moving to Florida, if you ask me.
Not this part.
So
you should check out our Tampa market. Call us. We can help you there too.
Yeah, probably cheaper.
Or the Ocala market.
Cheaper, definitely Ocala, cheaper there. So anyways, some conversations we'd love to have. If anybody's interested, come on our show. Let's talk about this.
Speaking of Tampa, next week we have Douglas
Smith of Smith Mortgages. He's going to come on and talk about the Tampa market and what he's seeing down there as a lender in that area. So we're excited to have Douglas on. He's a good guy. We've talked to him a lot. And this will be our very first Zoom meeting.
Oh.
So he's not even coming to our studio. He's going to be in Tampa, and we're going to Zoom him in and have a great show. So please join us. We've got lots of questions for him. We're excited.
All right.
All right.
And if you have a property that needs managed because you don't want to deal with the water heater and the roofing issues, you can call us, not right now, after we get off air, but at 352-213-6410. I'll deal with all the headaches and the stress for you. It's not a problem.
We just like to talk about it. And if you would love to join a team, a real estate team, we've got that at Rabell. If you would love to join, just become a realtor at all in Ocala, St. Augustine, Tampa, Gainesville, you can also join our team. And if you want to just change from where you are located now, hey, if you're one of those people moving in from out of state and you have your real estate license and want to transfer it to Florida and come be a part of Gainesville, or again, these other areas that we talk about, join our team. Join Rabell Realty Group. You can call us at 352-559-8820 or join at buysellrabell.com.
And if you can't get enough Kristen and Rebecca or Rabell Realty Group, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. That's YouTube, LinkedIn. And Google.
like and subscribe our YouTube page. Thank you. And then I know we have a blog. We have a blog, right?
I do. I posted a blog on there recently.
Yes. And oftentimes the blog will also follow what we've spoken about on the podcast, but also the local real estate market, any trends that we're seeing, a lot of fun stuff. What's going on in Gainesville, Tampa, St. Augustine, and Ocala. We post that there. So come find us at buysellrabell.com/blog.
And if you would like to have a podcast, you can contact the Fiesta Media, 352-327-5089. They produce ours weekly, and we are very thankful for them. And final reminder, tomorrow is the last day to file for homestead exemption if you have not. You can find out how to do so on our blog. Yay!
And join us next week. Also, we'll have Douglas on, like we said, every Monday at 2 p.m. The Rabell Realty Group podcast, but with Kristen and Rebecca for the most part.
That's right. And as promised, a new listing.
Every Monday at 2. A new listing coming up.
In this video.
Yes.